Hello, and welcome back to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn, and this is the April reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. Please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for post notifications. This month, I will be working with the Celtic Cross spread, and the first card that comes out in the position of your current situation is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And this is interesting because I literally just did the Leo video, and that was their card also in the same position, except it was in an upright. So for you, Virgos, it looks like you're having a little bit of difficulty concentrating and completing tasks that you are working on. It feels like a little bit of you're in a little bit of a stuck mode. You might be in a space where you find that you're lacking like the discipline to accomplish accomplish projects or something that you are working on. It feels like you can't really like get through it. This is probably spurred by like this overwhelming sense of like perfectionism, like feeling like it's not perfect, and so kind of working through what I will call like the bad Virgo vibes, where you get stuck in your head and so stuck on this project or this idea being perfect that you're unable to get through it because it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem right, and you can't let it go or release it into the world unless it's right. And so that is kind of like it's kind of blocking your productivity. And so for some of you, this could also mean your finances. You might feel like you're a little bit in a rut with your finances. Your finances might not be right now. And so that is an issue for you. And so also there is a sense here that this card is also an indication of boredom. So you might be bored in your personal life or bored at work, where you're feeling like you're not really challenged with the responsibilities that you have, in the workplace. But this could also be like in your relationships, having a sense of boredom, within your relationship. So you might be just ignoring like a lot of like the tasks that you have to do, like, getting behind on like scheduling things or, paying bills, or just kind of really not completing all the work that you have on your plate, and your priorities are kind of like might be a little off, right? And what is crossing you is the Lovers in reverse. So that's interesting. The Lovers card is the astrological sign for Gemini, right? And so that is like your sister sign, due to the fact that you guys share the same ruling planet, which is Mercury. And so when we see Geminis and Virgo in a state of like dealing with their mind or the information that's coming into them, you might be a little overwhelmed because it feels like a lot of information is coming in. And you're unable to kind of focus on the tasks that are the most important and the things that you need to accomplish and to get done. You could feel as though, you're actively putting your energy and work into something, and it feels like even though you're putting in the work, it feels like your labor is in vain, where it feels like, you're putting in the work, or you feel like you're showing up, or you feel like you're doing what you need to do, but it's not, the outcome is not what you expected the outcome to be. I want to pull some clarifying cards for both the Knight of Pentacles and also the Lovers card to get a little bit more depth for the reading. I'll be using the Grand Tableau Lenormand Oracle deck for the clarifiers. So for the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the clarifying cards that came out is the Fish card and the Clover. And so this is like, the Fish is related to like finance, related to abundance, wealth, accumulation of wealth. And the Clover card is an indication of luck. And so you might be in a space where you feel like you've had a lot of bad luck with your finances, or you just feel like things don't necessarily go the way you want. Like I said, it feels like you're putting in work and you're doing what you're supposed to do, but you're not getting the desired outcomes. Or it can seem like your luck when it comes to your finances, or it doesn't it doesn't feel like you are that lucky when it comes to your finances. The clarification for the lovers is the book, the fox, and the dog. And so this crossing, it looks like it's a specific person, like, and so this again could be a Gemini individual, or someone that is a partner, or a person that is that that's like, it could be like two people as a partnership, like they come together, right? So it feels like there was information that came out. The book is representative of like knowledge, hidden knowledge that's revealed about someone's underhanded behavior, which is represented here by the fox. So this is an indication here that some information kind of like came to you, and you found out information about someone that you considered a friend, which is what the dog is. It's like a friend, someone loyal, someone you've known for a long time, or someone that you might have trusted. It was revealed to you that they didn't necessarily have your best interest at heart. There was some deception or some trickery. I feel like when I see the fox, especially when it falls out in the reverse, I mean, this deck doesn't really deal with reversals, but when I kind of look at the way things fall out of the deck as an indication of kind of like, if it's an upright type action or not. And in the reverse, it's like similar to seeing like the Seven of Swords coming up, which is like deception, and someone has basically tricked you or kind of like did some dirty deeds like behind your back. And so as a result of that, you sustained a loss, particularly a financial loss or a financial setback due to this situation. The card that comes out in the position for the past is the Tower in reverse. And when we see the Tower, which is like, I mean, one of the cards that I personally, I dread seeing, because it feels like your life is completely turned upside down and turned over. There's like a significant loss here. The Tower comes to basically set things right. And so that means that people, situations, circumstances are completely removed out of your life. You get the opportunity to see people and things for what they are, and the things that are not aligned with who you are as a person, or might be in your life that don't necessarily need to be in your life because there isn't a strong foundation. Those things are removed from your life. So for many of you, this would have been a situation where you might have lost a job, where you might have lost the place that you lived, your house situation. It might be kind of like turned upside down. You're losing friends or family members that you thought were close to you. Like, obviously this is a deception that was revealed that has resulted in like a complete transition into the out of you dealing with certain people, or dealing with certain things, because it's like a revelation has come out. And so when we see the Tower in reverse, it's also an understanding that this is it causes an internal shift, and it causes a transformation. It's really like a great transformation period. And so the situation with you right now is that a lot of the things that you might have been feeling regarding this situation are kind of like coming back. And so you might be in a space where you're like overthinking or rethinking, or kind of going back over the things that have happened, and kind of feeling like really bad and really down on yourself, because it feels like, why is it that I can't find luck when it comes to these things, right? So, but again, if this is something that is someone that's outside of you, that's something that someone did to you, I mean, it's not your fault, right? So pulling clarifiers, the cards that came out is the letter, the fish again, and the coffin. And so, again, this is about like finances. It's about, a message or information that is revealed to you. And for some of you, I feel like this might be a thing where, you got information or paperwork or documentation about shady business dealings or shady actions that are, kind of like put against you that you weren't aware of. And obviously there was like a sense of trust with these people. And so the fact that there was the sense of you trusting them, or a feeling that they were loyal to you, the deception hit a little bit harder. And so for some of you with the coffin here, it could represent a death of the relationship, or death of the dynamics. It could also represent the financial hit that you took. But for some of you, the information that came out as a result of someone passing away with the coffin here. It's a death. metaphorically speaking, it's a transformation, a death that's, ushering you into new aspects of your life, metaphorically speaking. But it also could have been a physical death, which basically kind of revealed that the people that you trusted, or the people that you thought you could trust, you couldn't trust them, along with the emotional and internal changes that it caused for you. It also caused you a great deal of financial loss as well. In the conscious, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which I personally love this card, right? Um, and so you might find that during this month, you are going to receive a gift, a financial gift, a financial blessing. It feels like a restitution to you because of the things that you lost, right? And so this is like I just love this card. This is a gift to you from spirit. Whenever I see this card, I feel like it's like sky. I call it like my sky daddy is giving me money card. So it's like, God is God, the angel spirit has, is going to be blessing you with things that are material, financial abundance. This could be, a job, a new job, a different job, one that doesn't bore you as much, or one that gives you the feeling like you're really like putting in and seeing like results, or seeing like a financial windfall from the situation. Play the lotto. If you play the lotto, play the lotto. This could also come in just the ability of things being available or given to you. So the opportunity doesn't necessarily mean like cold hard cash. It could also mean that you're given the opportunity to work overtime, or you're given the opportunity to get like pick up a second job, or pick up a second shift. So financially speaking, you'll find that things might be given to you a little bit more easily, and so you might find that money is actually like coming into you a little bit more frequently during this time period. In this subconscious, the card that comes out is the Six of Pentacles. So in reverse, sorry. So yeah, definitely this is a thing where with the Six of Pentacles, it's like you're giving too much. You've given too much of yourself away to other people, particularly when it comes to finances. Like I feel like you're not a selfish person by any means of the imagination. You are a very generous person, but this is actually the issue, right? If you don't have it to give, you shouldn't give it, right? You need to be mindful of your energy reserves, this paying people time and attention that don't necessarily deserve it, but also being very generous with what you have is never a bad thing. It is a bad thing where you're putting yourself at jeopardy to do these things for other people, especially when they're not necessarily reciprocating that type of energy. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, what is on the board energetically is the Five of Pentacles. And so this is really like a space of lack. I feel like you need to be considerate, or consider the fact that when you are free with your money, that doesn't necessarily get people to be loyal to you. And so that is something to be mindful of. Like, you can't buy loyalty. People are who they are, and it doesn't matter how much you give them. They're still going to do what they do, and they're still going to be who they are. And so that is something that you need to be mindful of. I feel like you're kind of like balancing that out right now. But really, this is the time for reflection, and really trying to spend a lot of time dealing with this like upheaval and transition that's happening in your life, by focusing on yourself, focusing on your self-care, and also focusing on the things that you need, as opposed to the things that you can give. This is also a reminder to you that there will be people in your life who are going to give you things, right? With the Ace of Pentacles, you're going to be given things. And there's nothing wrong with being accepting. When you're in the position that you can give, you give, and you give freely. But that also means that when you're not in the position to give and people want to give to you, that you should be a grateful receiver, right? Don't feel bad about receiving help when help is needed and when help is offered. I pull clarifiers for the Six of Pentacles, and the card that comes out is the Cloud, the Snake, and a Woman. And so you might find that there is a feminine presenting person that comes into your life who you're kind of like unsure about what it is that they want from you, or what it is that they're trying to give. It's a confusion overall about why they're here. Be mindful of their intentions. With the snake card here, like I said, is about really about deception, and the clouds is also about confusion, on being unclear. And so there's a sense that they might be coming into your life and they're really unclear about what it is that they want from you. They're not being clear about it because it's not necessarily on the up and up. So be mindful of people that come into your life and come bearing gifts, but not really, and you're kind of confused about what it is that they want from you, or what it is that they're giving you, or if what they're giving you has a cost. It might end up being that you're along with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Six of Pentacles also talks about acquiring debt that you don't necessarily need. And so that this particular person, this female, might be coming towards you very unclear, as though she's giving you something, but it's really a way for her to get something back for herself. And this could also put you in the position where you're going to be indebted to this person, or acquire debt as a result of the relationship with this person. In the near future, the card that comes out is the Ten of Pentacles. So we got a lot of Pentacles flying all around, right? So the Ten of Pentacles is really a card that talks about like financial security, financial stability, long-term financial success, investing in yourself, in your work, and in something that will eventually pan out in the long run. And so whatever work that it is that you are doing, it might feel like it's not really giving you what you want and what you need, but that is probably due to the hit that you took on the outside. But the work that you're doing will actually be beneficial to you in the long run on a financial level. So that is something to really look forward to, because it's like literally the opposite of coming out of this Tower moment. Is now your foundation was kind of shifted around, but now I feel like you're in a position where you're a little bit more aware of the people that are around you, and who to give and who to receive from. And again, with the cards that just came out before, is also being able to discern who is really giving to give, who is really giving to get, and who isn't really for your best interest. So I feel like that transformation that happened in the past has really kind of like put you in a position where you're able to really see people for who they are, and be able to look at things for what they are, and not to allow yourself to get caught up in a situation that you end up paying the piper at the end of it all. But in the near future, we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a beautiful outcome for you, especially coming out of this Tower moment situation. And so that's the near future. And then in your current actions, your current actions right now is the Eight of Pentacles again. So yes, this is the work that you're doing that's going to eventually secure you your Ten of Pentacles situation. So you're actively working. You're working on a project. You're working on something that is eventually going to give you this financial benefit, or security, or stability that you've been desiring, and that you're working towards. And so keep on working. You might be like confused right now about the direction it's going in, but keep on putting in the work. That work that you're doing is never going to be in vain, and it's going to work out for you in the future. In the position of the outside influences that are affecting the situation is the Five of Pentacles, which is kind of like I said earlier, that energy is definitely on the board. And the Five of Pentacles is that feeling of lack, the feeling of that there's not enough, and that you don't have enough, and so this, I feel like the outside influence is really just the outside thoughts, the thoughts that you're having to yourself, that are kind of like deterring you, or making you feel like no matter how much work you do, it's like you're not having the luck that you want. Whatever work you put in, at the end you will definitely get the benefit of the work that you put in, right? So you want to keep putting in the time and energy into working into things or projects that are going to be beneficial for you in the future, as a long-term investment in the future. And this thinking that, you don't have enough is really counterproductive to that. You might not have everything that you need right now, but as long as you're putting in the work or setting the foundation or building towards that, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? That's literally what we should be doing, is putting in the work every day to kind of like be able to see the outcomes later on. I pulled clarifiers for the Five of Pentacles, and the cards that came up is the Man, the Woman, the Star, and the Coffin. So this is like really like a real situation, like a real dynamic. So there's these two people that keep coming out, the lovers. They might be a married couple, they might be together, but whoever they are, they're definitely having an influence on you in terms of you feeling like you have enough. The Five of Pentacles is like literally showing these two people out in the cold, and I feel like you're feeling like you're out in the cold is specifically tied to these two people. I feel like this transition, with dealing with them or having them removed with the coffin, an ending to the situation is probably the best thing for you, because I feel like you're living in a state of lack due to the nature of this particular relationship. And I feel like with the Star card here, there is like a sense of you feeling like you were hopeful about your relationship with these two people, or again, like I said, it could be a Gemini individual. They're the reason why you're feeling like you don't have enough, or feeling like you are not enough, or the work that you do is never going to be enough, and they're contributing to your feeling of your poverty mindset, right? Which is kind of what the Five of Pentacles talks about. It's really just the mindset, and I feel like these two individuals are definitely contributing to that overall feeling that you have. But again, in the past, I feel like you are working through those issues. There might be still like remnants of the dynamic, or, whatever information you found out about them, that, you're carrying. But, you're moving forward with that. In the position of your hopes, fears, and dreams is the Six of Wands in reverse. So there's like a fear of failure here, right? There's a fear of failure, and so this is like a really internal battle that's kind of going on with you guys, just really fearing that no matter what you do, like, you won't have the luck, or you won't see the results that you work for. And so I'm going to put clarifiers for that. So there's a fear here, represented with the clarifying cards of the Mountain, the Book, and the Snake. I feel like there's a couple of things that you're afraid of. You're afraid of not being able to know and recognize when people aren't necessarily for you, or when people are not necessarily who they say they are, or they are deceptive, and they come into your life and you open your life up to them, and you just think that you know who they are, and you don't. So you're fearful of not knowing who's around you and who to trust. You're also fearful of running out of time to really create the life that you want, to really see like your blessings kind of come forward, because I feel like there's been a lot of delays and obstacles in your path, and I feel like there's a fear that you're never going to be in the position to kind of overcome those obstacles, or those obstacles are going to keep delaying the outcomes that you want to see for your life. And so that's a real fear for you, because it feels like, I said, it feels like you're pouring time, energy, and effort into things, or you're giving it things, everything you have, and you're not necessarily seeing the outcomes that you want. And so you're kind of like afraid that even if you do what you're supposed to do, that you're not going to see the outcomes. And I feel like that is kind of like the fear that's like kind of like behind you right now, or the fear that's like driving you right now. The outcome, the final outcome, is the Sun reversed. It's in the reverse, but the Sun in the reverse, it's never a bad thing. It's a temporary thing, right? So the feelings of sadness that you might be having right now, like I said, the in the near future, the Ten of Pentacles came out. So I mean, the things that you're afraid of not having, you are going to have, as long as you're putting in the work, which you are doing, right? So what's blocking you is the thought, is the mental, is the is the internal conversations that you're having with yourself, that you're telling yourself like, okay, this is not going to happen. I'm worried about it. You're like in your head a lot about your worries and your fears. But with the Sun card as the outcome, I feel like those fears are not necessarily they're not necessarily completely out of pocket, because it does seem like you have deception around you and you've discovered deception along the way. But I feel like being able to like discern who to trust and who is coming and giving you their hand in open honesty, I feel like you'll be able to tell that going forward due to these past situations and experiences. And so there will be moments of sadness when you really reflect on the past, but ultimately, the future is bright for you. What does look like it is going to happen is that there will be an ending, a swift ending with this masculine person who looks like he's probably a part of the dynamic of the man and woman and the lovers that came up. So there's going to be an ending with him. He is the one that is coming out as being the fox, who's not necessarily being honest. So we have a situation here where we have a man and a woman that are in your life, and so you're not really sure which one to trust because they're a coupled pair. The Gemini and Leo are signs that could be attributed to them, but it really could be any sign. And so what's going to end up happening is that you're going to get to the space where you have to cut off a relationship, or the relationship will be cut off for you by spirit of this masculine presenting person. And then ultimately, like I said, it's a short-lived thing. So that ending will happen and then you'll be okay, past that. So yeah, so some things will definitely be removed from your life, but it's always going to be for the better. I'm going to go ahead and pull some advice cards for you. The advice cards are coming from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle card guidebook. And the first card that comes out, and we have two cards, and the first one is Mother Earth, which says to feel loved and comforted. Allow yourself to be cherished. Mother Earth is protecting you with a shield of love and light. Mother Earth is the female counterpart to Father Sky. It's auspicious to receive this card because in the eyes and heart of Mother Earth, you are her child, and she is highly protective of her baby and will give you everything you need to grow and expand. Mother Earth is only covered by leaves in this card, showing the vulnerability of the earth. Every day she experiences challenges that she has to adapt to and overcome. Her energy, represented by the symbol of the pagan triple goddess, maiden, mother, and crone behind her, can help you adapt as the changes of life come your way. You may have felt overwhelmed or out of control emotionally recently, but you are now moving back to your natural center, and that will bring you to a place of clarity and openness. If you have felt ungrounded, know that Mother Earth is here to root you and help you regain your sense of strength. You may not feel like a child, but in the eyes of the divine, you are a child of light, and it's important you know that and feel loved. If you have had challenges with your mother or with being a mother yourself, know that the energies of mother healing are with you to help clear any ancestral blockages that are preventing you from making this sacred love connection. You're being guided to make choices that are based on love. So we did have like this masculine and feminine, kind of like energy showing up in the card readings. And so this is definitely a message for you, or some of you who've had issues, with your mother, and being able to like grow from that. And so with the whole trust factor, I feel like, this is like a trust thing. You might not have been able to trust your mother or trust your parents. And so this is like, this would definitely make sense in terms of like, this particular advice card. This was a good one. So the next card that came out is the Trader card. And that card says to exchange energy to create abundance, make connections, and exchange information, talents, or support. The Trader brings the lesson and energy of exchange. When he appears, he could present an opportunity to exchange talents, whatever they may be, in order to expand or be about the energy the exchange of energies that come from the universe, or both. For example, if you are a creative person or consider yourself creative, when you share your talents, you are giving them. And when you do so, the universe will give you more in order for you to share more. It's all a beautiful cycle. The trader also reminds you to be open and honest and act with integrity in your exchanges, because doing something to get something will only lead to challenges. The universe operates under the law of cause and effect and is always looking to return to a natural state of balance. So if you are lacking in the feelings of abundance at this time, you are being invited to share your time, your gifts, and your understanding with others. If you're frustrated because something isn't unfolding in your life, instead of asking yourself what you can get, ask yourself what you can give. The energy of exchange doesn't necessarily mean financial energy. It can also be about supporting in order to feel supported. If you've been holding back with your offerings, now is the time to change that. Allow yourself to be open, honest, and vulnerable. This can prepare you to open up to even greater opportunities in the coming days, weeks, and months. And so this is like kind of like going back a little bit to the Six of Pentacles, with the energy of exchanging and giving and getting and receiving. That kind of like feeds into that, but also just really like putting in the work. And so if you're doing something that you love and you're putting your energy and time into that, ultimately you'll get the rewards and the outcomes that you desire. And so that actually makes complete sense in terms of like the reading and how that kind of like unfolded. So this is the end of the reading. I want to thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you for being here. This was a good one, right? Please go ahead and like the video, share your thoughts and comments below, and let me know how this is like working or manifesting in your life. Share the video with someone that you think could benefit from the message here. Of course, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for post notifications, and I'll see you soon.